Yo, this is your boy Chuck D. Welcome to the Hot Topics Podcast. Salute. Today I feel like it's a special episode. Anytime I get to talk about boxing, I feel like it's a special episode, just so y'all know. Excuse me for the bag. Just got out of work. Belay all of that. But for starters, and this isn't going to even be a long conversation. There's nobody here to debate me about this. So I won't make this a long conversation for y'all. But I do want to get some things off my chest. Y'all know how I like destroying narratives. I hate the narratives that people paint around some of these boxers, and I hate the narratives that people in the boxing industry portray as well. It's sickening to me. I don't like them. A lot of the times, what happens is people get caught up in nostalgia or things that they don't even understand. Like, when people say that, like, oh man, if Floyd was boxing in the 80s and 70s, he would have been destroyed because his uncle or his dad got beat by this boxer or that boxer. That's not Stop that. That's not what we do to judge who would win in the boxing match. Stop. Okay? That's silly stuff. Um, so I'm gonna give a quick breakdown. And that's actually the first thing I want to talk about is uh Mikuru Asakura versus Floyd Mayweather in a exhibition fight. Uh, uh Asakura is an MMA superstar in Japan. And him and Floyd had a boxing match, an exhibition boxing match. Floyd made quick work of it. I ain't gonna say quick work, easy work. He and Asakura got a couple good shots off. It actually looked like he knew what he was doing there a little bit, throwing nice stiff jabs, a few uppercuts and everything like that. Floyd just blasted him, dropped him just like he did the last guy. And of course, the whole world, because it's Floyd, it's fixed. How how is it fixed, man? Like let's not do stuff like that. Let's not call Floyd Mayweather knockouts fixed. He's the greatest boxer of multiple generations. As long as Floyd was boxing in our lives, there was not a greater boxer than Floyd. There was not a more paid boxer than Floyd. There was not a more watched boxer than Floyd. Let's cut the weird stuff out. I get it. People hate greatness. People hate that confidence. When someone's that confident about their ability, people call it cocky. It's not cocky. Floyd is very confident in his ability. I appreciate it. Gives hope in a sense. I don't know. Don't pay that no attention. Anyway, uh, a lot of that stuff, man. Floyd, a lot of these exhibitions, man. Not a lot of these exhibitions. All of these exhibitions, Floyd are gonna make light work of until he gets too old. He's gonna realize when he's too old. By the way, his bodyguard got knocked clean out right before his fight. But anyway, Floyd's gonna realize when he gets too old to be still boxing and things like that. Until then, man, let's just enjoy the ending of a great era of Floyd, not of boxing, because we're going to get to the next topics in this era because we have some really good fights coming up, man. This is going to be a good listen for the next 5-6 years. If these fights actually start happening, this is going to be a great 5 or 6 years for boxing. It's going to be amazing. I'll enjoy every minute of it. A lot of people might say, "Oh, the right people aren't fighting because of popularity and not skill." Because when Floyd was boxing, they wanted him to box everybody, and it didn't. They wanted him to box the most skilled boxers. He did that. He didn't box the most popular boxers, the most skilled boxers, the ones who had the belts, the ones who had the skill, the ones who actually had the ability to almost oppose him. Made quick work of all of them, which is fine. But the top dogs of this lightweight division, and I'm talking Devin Haney, Kambosos, Tank, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, these guys, and even Lomachenko, these guys right here. And the only reason I put Shakur Stevenson in there because he did just move up a weight class after his last fight, just to let y'all know. And the reason that Ryan Garcia is not in there because Ryan Garcia has yet to fight a notable opponent. Um, and until he does that, I don't care what his social media following is. He is not becoming a top five boxer in any weight class or division to me because he can't beat any of these guys that I just named. Um, a lot of people say, even myself, I've been convinced, but I'm gonna change my answer right now. A lot of people gave it to Devin Haney as having the most skill in the lightweight division, and I agree in one instance. But now I'm gonna take that back. Um, I have seen Devin Haney get rocked. Devin Haney does have a great technical ability, but so does a lot of these other boxers. And the smaller fighter Tank, I do believe that Devin Haney cannot keep up with Tank. I believe that Devin Haney lets himself get hit too much, and I believe that Tank hits way too hard to allow that. I believe that if those two fought, Gervonta Davis comes out on top of that fight. I also believe that if Teofimo Lopez fought Gambosis again, Teofimo comes out on top. I also believe that Ryan Garcia will box any of these guys and lose bad. Um, and I would want to first see him start off fighting somebody like Shakur. Again, I don't care about Ryan Garcia's social media status. He hasn't fought any of the top five guys. The only one he was about to fight was Devin Haney, and he pulled out the fight due to mental health, which is fine if you really have a mental health problem. But I think his mental health issue was that he was scared of Devin Haney. He didn't want to take that first loss. Cool, cool. But he won't beat Gambosis. He won't beat Tank. He won't beat Teofimo. So he has to start somewhere, Shakur. And Shakur will beat him, and so will Lomachenko. So, with that being said, he has to start somewhere, and I believe that it's there. Um, and I believe that Devin Haney's next fight after he fights Gambosis, if that's what he's going to do, I believe the fight right after that should be Tank Davis. If not, that's fine, but that should be the next fight. Whatever makes the money and whatever makes the cookies pop, I guess. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this boxing conversation because I don't care about no other weight division. Um, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Now, everybody got their opinions on who's going to win this fight. My opinion is that Terrence Crawford wins this fight. I have multiple reasons. I like the way he uses his length and his speed. I like the way he closes. I like the way he finishes fights. Um, don't get it twisted though. I do believe Errol Spence have the same skill set. Errol Spence is a bigger guy, which I'm sure will make him try to bully Terrence Crawford. But Terrence Crawford is an amazing counterpuncher. Errol Spence is an amazing technical boxer though. So it does make it a little more difficult on the counterpuncher to hit the technical fighter because they're coming in, they're not throwing lazy jabs, they're not throwing buck wild hooks and cross punches and things. They're taking their time and they're walking you down. He pressures. Errol Spence brings a lot of pressure, which will bring a lot of problems for Terrence Crawford early in the fight. By round 3, though, if Errol Spence can't beat Terrence Crawford up enough, Terrence Crawford will end the fight. I mean, even if it's decision, Terrence Crawford will come out on top. He's going to land way too many punches because he's not scared to punch. And I wouldn't be surprised if he came out with a few knockdowns in that fight. I'm not going to say a knockout because that's me being too overzealous and ambitious. But a couple knockdowns in the fight, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all, actually. Um, but yeah, man, I would like to know what y'all think about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. To be fair, that's the only thing I even care about because I don't care about what y'all think about Floyd and Asakura. You wanna know why? Because I just gave you what you're supposed to be thinking about. Floyd is too good to be fighting these MMA Japanese fighters. End of story. Before the fight, they came and threw flowers at his feet. I don't know what kind of disrespect that was. I don't even know what was happening. I don't know. But that's what happens. That's what they did. It's cool. It's funny or whatever. These top 5 lightweights, that's not up for discussion. Ryan Garcia is fighting crumbs and bombs. Until he's done doing that, you cannot add him in any top anything. And Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, I would like to know everybody's input on that because that is very important. The fight is supposedly happening in November. Uh, we'll be able to get some good seats. I mean, some good seat in this. And if one of them do win, who should move up in weight class? Should it be the loser or the winner? You know who's up in that next weight class, right? Canelo. And I would love to see some of these fighters fight Canelo or see Canelo try to come back down and do some catch weight and fight one of these fighters. But you still got Jamal Charlo up there. It's a lot of fighters in that weight class as well. We'll discuss that another day, though. Um, but I would love to see um, what you guys think and you guys' input on that. Man, until next time, man. I want everybody to stay blessed. Salute.